whenever we get together, it all just gets so competitive and immature.
What, with our friends? Why would that happen? They're only our best friends. What can possibly go wrong?
Rewatching Friends from College made me realize how many adult friendships are held together by history alone, and how quickly we can regress into an older version of ourselves when we're around people we knew in childhood or early adulthood. The show follows a group of Harvard friends in New York who are now in their late 30s, but still seem completely trapped in the same old dynamics. It's about how history can keep people tied to each other long after the relationship itself hasn't stayed healthy. Welcome to another episode of Pexposure. I'm Pecky, and I love to psychoanalyze myself through the characters I watch in film and TV, using my background in psychology and communication. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my episodes. I think there's often an unspoken competition in friendships formed in early adulthood. Maybe it starts with grades or school, but later it becomes about other things. Who has a better career? Who gets married first? Who makes the most money? As you get older, that kind of competition usually fades because maturity teaches you that life isn't a race. But not everyone outgrows that mindset. And when you put certain groups back together, all of it can come right back to the surface. If there was a weird power imbalance or one person who always needed to be the center of attention, those patterns don't automatically disappear with age.
I get it. He's the schoolyard bully that beats you up and then you let him take your milk money.
Usually growing up means doing something about it. That can look like distancing yourself, setting firmer boundaries, or simply letting the relationship go. This show is about what happens when you don't do any of that and just let the same dynamics replay for decades. The biggest example of that is the affair between Ethan and Sam. They know exactly how wrong it is, but they still can't seem to break the pattern. At a certain point, it's become woven into the structure of the group itself. They don't want the friend group to break apart or their own marriages to break apart, but they also won't stop doing the very thing that keeps poisoning all of that.
Our Froshy and Ethan.
I don't think Lisa loves it when you call her that nickname.
It was a dig when we were seniors and she was a freshman, but now it's a compliment.
So it has nothing to do with your affair?
I also came across an article calling Lisa the worst person on Friends from College, and I'm not sure I can agree with that. I do think she has a pattern of taking advantage of men who are a little too willing to drop everything for her. She can be selfish, reactive, and careless with people's feelings, but calling her the worst still feels harsh to me when Ethan and Sam have been carrying on this affair behind her back for years. Lisa isn't innocent, but she's reacting to a level of betrayal that would make most people lose their mind a little. She wanted to have a baby with Ethan. She was trying to build an actual future with him, and when their marriage fell apart, that future went out the window too. Even after all of that, she still tries to be the bigger person and not let it completely destroy the friend group. She even goes on that Atlantic City trip with them.
Atlantic City?
New Jersey? Yeah, AC, baby!
Sam is also interesting because on the outside, she has the most polished version of adult life. But inside this friend group, she's still acting from a much younger, more reckless version of herself. It's like she's performing adulthood in one part of her life while still clinging to the chaos of who she used to be. I also like how the show gives you the perspective of people outside the group. From within, these people probably still see themselves as close and special because of everything they've been through together. But from the outside, they often just look immature, loud, chaotic, and stuck.
I know you love your college friends, but every time you get together with them, you all become a bunch of little bitches.
Like being in your 30s and getting seated next to a table full of loud college students.
A lot of energy. Very loud.
That contrast is part of what makes the show feel so true. Inside a long-running friend group, dysfunction can start to feel normal. From the outside, it's much easier to see how arrested all of it is. What the show really made me think about is how certain groups can hold you back, but not always in the most obvious ways. Just being around them can pull you back into an older self or a more insecure and reactive self. Sometimes I think if these people weren't all so committed to orbiting each other, they might actually be further along emotionally, maybe even more mature. And I think that's why people hold on to friendships like this. It gives them access to a version of life they can never fully get back. Being around those people can make you feel young again or familiar to yourself again, even if it also keeps you stuck. That can be comforting, but it can also be its own kind of trap. I know the characters in Friends from College are pretty intolerable, but I kind of love that.
I can see a wee-wee.
Officer, are you going to arrest us?
I'm gonna write you up for public fornication. It's gonna be mailed and then you can pay it.
And then when would that arrive? Because I'm wondering, I live in a different borough, so how would
Now,
that...
do you want me to arrest you? No. Will that be more convenient for you guys?
No.
It's also genuinely one of the funniest shows on Netflix, which is part of why I was so sad it got canceled after 2 seasons. I would have loved to see how these characters evolved if we'd gotten more time with them. I believe most friendships and relationships are only meant for a season. There are absolutely friendships that last a lifetime, but even those should be allowed to evolve. A dynamic that existed when you were 20 doesn't need to stay the same when you're 40 in order for the friendship to still be real. In fact, if it never changes at all, that might be the problem. I'm not sure if this video is gonna get to anyone. I don't think this is a very well-known show, but I really enjoyed it, and if you made it to the end of this video, please leave a comment below letting me know your thoughts on this show. Also give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in another episode soon. Bye!